Good morning. I think I got all the boxes checked here. I think I'm not sure. Anyway, hope you're having a good morning. Hope you're having a good week. This is it's today's Wednesday, right? So we're halfway through this another week. It's almost Chris's birthday. How about that? He's gonna be 39. Boy, I'm old. Anyway, that's okay. Renella's 41, so I'm really old, right? My kids are getting old. That means I'm even older. That's the way that life works, right? Anyway, I hope you're having a great morning. Hope you're having a great month. Hope you're having a great year. This year seems to be going fast, right? It just seems like and that's a good thing because it's just we've been through so much the last few years. Our world has changed, our environment has changed, the way we do things has changed. Some of those changes are great, right? And some of them are not so great. Some of them put us more in a kind of a stressful situation, and some of them make things easier. I love some of the modern conveniences. I like having my groceries delivered to my door, but I don't like the apps because they're very lacking, and I'm working on teaching about that too. Anyway, and there's a lot of stuff that's good. There's a lot of stuff that's just how change is. The one thing we can count on is that there will always be change. Right? That's the one thing that's constant in life is the fact that things are going to change. So anyway, this morning as I was praying, meditating, looking at the word and preparing and all that, my little app gave sent me I got a notification on my phone, and it said your steps trend has been trending up for the last, I don't know how many weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 9 weeks, I don't know however long. It couldn't be 9 weeks because I was sick, and so when I was sick, it said your steps trend is going down, and I'm like, you think? Because I'm like laying horizontal almost all the time unless I'm taking care of Chris. So I got that notification. I thought, wouldn't it be cool if God could send us notifications like that about our faith? Yeah, I know I'm silly, but that's what I thought. I'm just telling you, like I got it. Okay. I was like, wouldn't it be good if we just got this notification in our heart that said, "Ooh, your faith is up today. That's awesome." Or, "Ooh, your faith is down today, so you need to go get in the Word, go pray a little bit, go study some more, go read a few more scriptures on faith or something." So I started thinking about that, and I know it's kind of silly, right? But a faithometer would be great. So then I started thinking about scriptures in the New Testament where I knew that Jesus had told them at some point they had little faith, no faith, or great faith. Right. And so I didn't do an exhaustive study. That's probably what I'm going to actually, when I get done here, I'm probably going to get another cup of coffee and my Bible and just go really study out some of these scriptures. But I looked them up quick, just real quick with my little, actually, I use the app on the computer, the Bible app. But anyway, because it's a little easier to get to. But anyway, and I found out the most interesting thing was that two of those are in the same chapter. In Matthew 8, yes, Matthew 8, the first of the chapter, the centurion comes to Jesus and he says, "Please come heal my servant." He says, "My servant is dying, is lying at home, paralyzed, dreadfully tormented. Please, 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 come and heal him." And Jesus said, or please heal him. And Jesus said, "I will come heal him." And the centurion said, "I'm not worthy for you to come under my roof. Look, I'm a man with authority, and I know that I can just say something and it happens." He said, "So Jesus, I know as a man under authority that you can just say the word and he'll be healed." Isn't that amazing? Totally amazing. And so it said when Jesus heard it, he marveled. How cool is it to make Jesus marvel, right? Anyway, and then it said to those who followed, he said, "I have not found such great faith in Israel." I've not seen such great faith. The centurion said, "Just say the word and I know my servant will be healed." Isn't that's amazing, right? And so Jesus was like that. But then at the end of the chapter, let's see, is it in Matthew 8? Matthew 8:26. No, it's not. I don't see it. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, 23. In 23, he's there. It says he gets in the boat. This story is in Matthew and Mark, and there's a little bit of difference in them. But they get in the boat, and Jesus goes to sleep, and a bad storm comes, and they get all scared, and Jesus wakes up, and first he says, "Peace be still," which I need him to say in my storms, right? And then he tells them, in Matthew it says, "Why were you fearful, O you of little faith?" So in the same chapter, we've got somebody who demonstrated great faith and we have somebody who demonstrated little faith. He had told them, now this same account is in Mark 4, and he had said, let's go to the other side. Now, if Jesus said, let's go to the other side, basically the implication here is that they didn't need to be afraid of the storm because Jesus had already said, we're going to the other side, right? But in the middle of getting to the other side, there was a big storm. And sometimes when God, and if you have a call on your life, God's called you to a specific thing, or God said something to you, you can rest assured and be in total peace that it's going to come to pass. But sometimes in the middle of the storm, we start going, well, I don't know. I'm a little seasick here. I'm not sure it's really going to happen. I'm not sure God really meant it. I'm not sure. And we begin to doubt and we get wishy-washy in our faith. Jesus is saying, he stood up, he said, peace be still. He said, you guys, why are you afraid? You have little faith. But in Mark, the same story, he says, he said, peace be still, which isn't exactly like the Matthew story because Matthew, I guess, saw it differently. But Mark he says, why are you fearful? How is it that you have no faith? So Matthew kind of made it a little nicer by saying little faith. You just have a little faith. But Mark heard it, you have no faith. So in these two stories, we have great faith, little faith, and no faith, right? Wouldn't it be great to have a faithometer that went off when our faith started going down, right? But here's what I want to say to you this morning. This is where I wanted to get to. I want to say that if you're still seeking God, you got faith. The fact that I have several of you who watch every single day, that means you're looking for some answers. That means you want to learn about God. You want to know about God. You want to hear about God. You've got faith, right? So don't let the storm comes. Don't let it take away that. Don't lay faith aside. You're still going to trust God if you're still looking through for the word for answers. If you're still praying, you're still asking God for answers. You have faith. And we find out it doesn't take a lot of faith, just a little bit of faith, right? Jesus was asleep in the boat because they were going to the other side in his mind, right? And he's asleep. He's totally resting, knowing they're going to the other side. The storm comes. He just gets up and goes, peace, be still. And that sometimes that's all we need in the storms of our life is for him to just say peace, right? And then we have to be still and know that he is God. That's in Psalm 46:10. When we calm our thoughts, we calm our emotions, we calm the craziness, we take that second to just step out of the craziness that life can throw at us every day, and we accept that peace. Hold on to that peace. That's faith. If you're still trusting him for peace, that's faith. If you're going through a storm, but you're still reaching for him, for God, for something out of the word to hold on to, that's faith. The storm doesn't indicate that you don't have faith. Trusting him in the storm is your faithometer. Knowing that everything's going crazy around you, knowing that this is broken, this is not working right, I don't know what I'm going to do with this, and saying, God, I need some help right there. Once you turn to God just for help, for encouragement, you look for something in the Word, a scripture to hold on to that you could feel like is applicable in your storm, in your life, in your situation. That's faith because you're still reaching. You're still searching. You're still looking. He hasn't thrown you aside. He's going to speak peace to that storm. When you just let his peace reign. When you let his peace reign in your heart, that storm can roll on all you want, but your heart has got peace. And that it takes faith to do that. So if we have a faithometer today, I have to say I probably don't have great faith, but I ain't got no faith, right? So I'm probably somewhere in the middle there because I'm always reaching for him. I'm always looking for a scripture. I'm always looking for an anchor for my soul, right? And so that's always reaching, reading the word, studying the word, reading devotionals, listening to podcasts, looking for God in every aspect demonstrates that you've got some faith. But you know what? Here's what just came to me. In the middle of the storm, Jesus said, peace be still. And then he said, why do you not have any faith? He calmed the storm anyway. His peace still reigned even when they weren't trusting him fully. So that peace is still there, even when we don't have it all together. Even when we think we've lost it for sure, or we think, well, I don't even know if God knows I'm here, right? He said, peace be still, even when he told them their faithometer, you don't have a lot of faith, do you? You ain't got a lot of faith. But he still calmed their storm. And they still went to the other side. So even if you feel like you don't have any faith, he can still speak peace to your storm. He can still speak peace to your heart. He can still, it's so your faithometer doesn't have to go off and go, you have no faith, you have no faith. And he still said, peace be still. He didn't get stand up in the boat and go, you ain't got no faith? Well, just ride the storm out then. Do it yourself. No, even though he was fixing to tell them, sorry for you who aren't in the South, but even though he was fixing to tell them, you have no faith, he still calmed the storm that was stirring up their fear. He is the Prince of Peace. Still demonstrated who he was, even to those who had no faith. So whether you feel like you have great faith, no faith, little faith, in between faith, itsy bitsy faith, he still has the peace for your storm. He still can say, peace be still. And then all you have to do is be still yourself and just know that he is God. Just tell yourself, just settle down. He's still the Prince of Peace. And he'll calm the storm whether I have faith or not. And everybody on that sea benefited, whether they had faith or not, whether they were Muslim or not. Were there Muslims? Whether they were Hindu or not, whether they were following God or not, whether they were Jews or not, everybody on the sea experienced that peace because he is the Prince of Peace. I'm not. I don't have a corner on peace. I'm constantly having to go, okay, settle down. God gave us peace. Let it rain. I'm always having to go back to him. But the fact that we always go back to him demonstrates we have faith. Peace is there. He's the Prince of Peace, whether we believe it or not, and he'll speak peace to your storm. And then all you got to do is calm. All I had to do was calm their souls. He says, "Why are you so fearful? Let's be faithful instead." Right? Peace out, you guys. I hope I said something that made some sense. Trust you do have faith because you're still reaching for him. You're still looking for him to be with you in the middle of the storm or after the storm or before the storm. He's still the Prince of Peace and he'll calm your storm. He will, I promise. Then all you got to do is just let that peace reign in your heart. Have a great day. Peace. Peace out. And I'll see you tomorrow.